On a recent trip to assess the wildlife corridor connectivity within the Great Limpopo Transfrontier Conservation Area, Antony takes some time to explain some of the threats that the Lebombo Ironwood forests in the area face due to illegal logging.
So I'm here in Limpopo National Park, and behind me is a stand of Lebombo Ironwood. When you see it aerial from the air, it's an incredibly thick stand of the ironwood clumped together, and nothing grows in its undergrowth. Now, the ironwood is very good for construction, long straight poles, very strong as the name would imply, and is very much used in the local economy here, both as a livelihood and both for building houses, and is very much under threat because of increased use in the landscape. But there are an incredible number of stands in the northern Great Limpopo landscape here in Mozambique. You'll also see on the fringes, you'll see the red sand. And that's one of its measures to be protected, because there's very little undergrowth, so very small chance of fires burning out the whole stand of ironwood. Now, the logging of this ironwood is quite a threat, because one might only take a few or a handful of trees out, but one can disturb the edges of these ironwood forests, and when you disturb the edges, there's more chance for grass to grow into and along the edges of these ironwood stands. And with that, you've got more chance of the wildfires breaking out and going into and burning out a whole stand. So here's a good example of how the whole forest can be destroyed just from one tree being chopped down. By leaving the debris behind, it gives a path for the fire to get from the outer fringes into the forest itself. And this whole thick ironwood stand could burn down.
To get a better idea of the scope of the situation, Antony and a small team take to the skies and get spoiled with some jaw-dropping views. But scattered between the lush green vegetation, the scars of deforestation dot the landscape below. Peace Parks is constantly working with communities to develop alternative energy solutions that would minimize the need for illegal logging. Some of this includes finding ways of sustainably using natural resources and developing alternative livelihood opportunities. Their next destination, Mapai Airfield, is in sight, and thanks to Hannes's vast flying experience, the team remains relaxed despite the hairy-looking landing up ahead.
So we've just landed at Mapai Airfield. We've got a small team with us, and we're looking at some corridor connectivity between the parks. We've just flown the aerial route between Benin and Limpopo, and looked at the Limpopo River and location of fields and communities and historical tracking of where elephants have been relative to all those. So we're about to hit the road now, and we go see the same landscape from the ground. And part of our team is Inacio, who's just joined us, and he'll be our corridor facilitator that'll work on this connectivity between the parks over the next few years.
But before they hit the road, they stop to take in the beauty of their incredible surroundings. Stay tuned to Peace Parks TV to learn more about the importance of wildlife corridors and the work being done here.